this. I can zoom in so that you can see the effect that you're having right here. So you see different effects, different effects. So depending on what you're looking for, depending on what you want, then you get it using this aspect. So now this is another one that I love the most. We just zoom a bit up and just zoom back right here, and then I will just take it to V. That is my pick 2. You know, remember what I call it? Said I call it pick 2. So I can select shadow so that my design. Now in this shadow, this is not the best way. This is not the good way to do shadow. You bring in your artboard, you bring in your you bring in your design right here. If you want to have the best experience of shadow and to use it well in your UI design, this is the best way to do it. Just remove the border, right? And then after removing the border, leave the fill on white and then take the shadow. You see now you have a very nice shadow right here. You see this shadow and this shadow, you get the one, which one will look more appealing to you. This, right? So that is now you can, you can increase it, you can decrease it, you can do whatever you want to do with it. You understand? You get, so you can select it, make it look okay, make it look good, and then you can make the background blur. You understand? So I will just say that this shadow can form any color. That is, if you click on this shadow, it's form different type of color that you want. You can increase the more deeper it becomes. So now you see what you have right here. So now you see what we have in now. So this shadow, this is the transparency that reduce the thickness of the shadow. And this is the color that gives the shadow color. You understand? So depending on how you want to go about it, depending on how you want your design to look in form of that shadow, then you can actually do this. So let me quickly go for the text. So on text, you can set your font right here. So this font, you can change it to let's say Gives. Sorry, you have to highlight it, then set it to whatever you want to set it to. Everything, any shape, any font that you think you like, just set it to that. You get it? So you can bold it, give it regular, depending on the font size. This is let's say I go for this, and I go for this. So this doesn't give me. I reduce this to 10. So let me say I go for that Segua. All right. UI. I'm going for this. I can toggle it. I can change to light. I can change to light italic if that is what I want to use. Can change to this. Can change to semi bold. I can increase the boldness. Can select bold, and the more I select bold italic, I can select black. You understand? So it will be more thicker. I can increase the sizes, 15, the font size. Understand? And I can, you know, so I can, this is if you have to text. You have to text, right? See, so you're having line space. Understand? So the height, you see, to be reducing it. So if you set it back to 0, to go back to its default. But then if you set it to 733 to come down and then give space up like that, if that is what you want for your design, you can set it to that. And then if you want to increase the space for each of the text, you can actually do this. Understand? Set it back to 0 if you don't want it. So stuff like that. So you can move your design, move your text, anyhow you want to push it. The opacity, I've explained the opacity, I've explained the fill. That is how you apply your colors to anything. You can use fill here, change it to black, change it to this. You can click on this. You can click on that red. You can click on border. You can set the border color like that. If you don't like it, toggle it off, remove it. If you want to add shadow, add shadow. If you want to make the shadow to be thick, you can make the shadow to be thick. If you want to change your text color, you can change. Sorry, if you want to change your text color, you go to fill, then you change it to white, any color that you want to change it to. So that way you can have different, unique idea for the project you are designing. So I have a text right here. Right click on it, and then you can you can bring to front like this. No, it was at the back before, so you can bring to the front like that. So the same way you can do for everything. You can click on here, you can arrange, you can then bring, you can send backward. And if you select this text that you want to send backward, you select the text, it's going to select the image. It's going to select the content that is here, so it won't select this content itself. So you have to select this content outside where this is it's no longer attached. So select this, right click on it, arrange, bring to front. So that's how you can use that arrange format, and then you can have you can have different type of layouts on your Adobe Xd. Now you can take these two together. If you don't want it to move, you can say Ctrl G. That's your grouping it. Understand? You can say Ctrl J. Now look, if you look at this place, anything that you group together are going to be grouped. Then you can name them. You can name this group, let's say HH shadow. Then you save. So HH shadow is going to be that group. Now you can ungroup this, Ctrl Shift G to ungroup it back. Ctrl G to group it. Ctrl Shift G to ungroup it back. And then you can still use this right click on this and then select group. To still group it, select again, click on group. Now you can right click again, lock this object, Ctrl Z to remove it, or you can come to this section and lock this object up so that the object won't be able to move like that, which I have explained earlier as well. Right click as well to hide. So you're not gonna see this, which is what I have explained right here the other time as well. So if you have any question, you can reach out to me, you can comment down, can reach out to me, or anyhow you want to reach out to me, or you can comment and then do any other question that you have, you can ask me in the chat section. So for now, before I forget, let's go back to the prototype, and then this prototype now we're on prototype. I can link this up to, let's say I click this. Let's quickly do something fun. So I click this. Sorry, I want to do something really crazy, right? So let me just quickly do this. Not really doing anything though, so I just want to like so let me just Control O. Sorry, Shift O. I think Shift O. Okay, just right click here, and then so you can go to prototype now, click this section, take this image right here, go back to design. Let's give this red, hue red. So let's just say we have something like this. So we want to prototype this H to give us this 4. All right, so click on H. You can group this content. Click on H. As you tap on it, give us a transition. Go to sign up, and then give us some ease out, right? And then so I think we're cool right now. So if I click on play now, If I click now, you notice when I do not apply prototype to any of this section. If I click only this place that I apply the prototype to, that's going to work. So it will give me that effect. Understand? So this is just the basics of how the prototyping work. And in our next class, in our next class we are going to do a project, and then the project we are going to do, we explain to us how to design a UI. So we're going to do a section on how we can design a UI, a section on how we can design a web UI, and then we use prototype to do some stuffs. And then, we practice a lot, and then we do a lot of things that can actually enable us to be very, very conversant with Adobe Xd. So thank you very much for your time, and then see you in the next video.